What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, and I'm back. Yes, indeed. I'm Brian Redmond, and this is the Relationship Rehab. And on tonight, yes, as they say in the church, on tonight, we have a really good show for you. It is what it is, man. But thank God for Rumble. That's all I can say, man. And if you have not, please go subscribe to my Rumble, because this here ain't promised. And also, subscribe to the Guru and the Whore over on Rumble too. Tommy and I about to start doing our show again. Yeah. When are we as black folks? Everybody talk about when black community gonna ever come together. When black folks gonna ever get it right. Will black folks ever be able to overcome? Oh, he been saying that shit for 40 years since I've been around. I think it needs to be a little bit more basic than that. I know this may be a shocker. But when are we as black folks just gonna treat each other with respect? When are we gonna treat each other with respect? How do I better myself? It's by doing the work myself. I need to work on myself by changing myself. How do I better my people? I need to change the thought process and the thought patterns of our people. Period. That's just what it is. Period. That's just what it is. I don't think that the social engineers were able to see it this far, but the idea and the premise to say, hey, if we can get the main decision maker and the leader out of the home, then we as the government can essentially control this group of people. And that's just something that has been factual with just society. When the man is not in charge of the home, when the man is not present in the home, then it leaves the family vulnerable. It just does. And so I believe that was done purposely for a position of control. What racist system is holding back the 3 black mayors? 3 black mayors. They don't fucking care. They let these niggas run over the streets. They let these niggas. I'm just saying. What system is holding back the mayor of Chicago? What racist system is holding back the mayor of New York? You tell me. Fill me in. Let me know what racist system got these mayors held back. Ain't none. And let me wrap up with this, and I'm going to throw my cigar. Take. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy. I'm back. Yes, indeed. I'm Brian Redmond, and this is the Relationship Rehab. And on tonight, yes, as they say in the church, on tonight, we have a really good show for you. It is what it is, man. But thank God for Rumble. That's all I can say, man. And if you have not, please go subscribe to my Rumble, because this here ain't promised. And also, subscribe to the Guru and the Whore over on Rumble too. Tommy and I about to start doing our show again. Yeah. When are we as black folks? Everybody talk about when black community gonna ever come together. When black folks gonna ever get right. Will black folks ever be able to overcome? Oh, he been saying that shit for 40 years, since I've been around. I think it needs to be a little bit more basic than that. I know this may be a shocker. But when are we as black folks just gonna treat each other with respect? When are we gonna treat each other with respect? How do I better myself? It's by doing the work myself. I need to work on myself by changing myself. How do I better my people? I need to change the thought process and the thought patterns of our people. Period. That's just what it is. Period. That's just what it is. I don't think that the social engineers were able to see it this far, but the idea and the premise to say, hey, if we can get the main decision maker and the leader out of the home, then we as the government can essentially control this group of people. And that's just something that has been factual with just society. When the man is not in charge of the home, when the man is not present in the home, then it leaves the family vulnerable. It just does. And so I believe that was done purposely for a position of control. What racist system is holding back the 3 black mayors? 3 black mayors. They don't fucking care. They let these niggas run over the streets. They let these niggas. I'm just saying. What system is holding back the mayor of Chicago? What racist system is holding back the mayor of New York? You tell me. Fill me in. Let me know what racist system got these mayors held back. Ain't none. And let me wrap up with this. I'm going to throw my thing out. Thanks. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Brian Redmond, and yes, we are back one more again. And I need to turn on my camera. Hold on. There we go. What's going on, y'all? We back once again for another show, and yes, I'm excited because it's in the afternoon. I know this is like solar eclipse, only happens every 75 years. Haley Comet is 76 years. I think solar eclipse is every 33 years, something like that. Yes, but we doing it, and it's happening, and it's going down now. So I'm gonna get it together. We have a really good show on today for you guys. I'm hoping, I've been talking with my brother Tommy, and I believe we're going to try to pull off a show today for y'all.
so we can get that cracking too. So, hey, this can be a very fun-filled day and entertaining day for y'all. So happy Saturday to everybody. All right, let me make sure that this is good. He said, yeah, Cosmos Keyblade. He said, whoa, I was literally in the middle of researching the Lieutenant Nazario incident. If you still wanted to talk about it. Yes, I do. Let's email me and let's figure out something. Send me an email and let's figure out a day and time. So let me know when you're available and I'll try to coordinate with my schedule, and then we could do it, brother. So I'm excited about it, man. Let's do it. Because I actually watched the video that you sent me and I watched it again, and yeah, I still feel the same way. So this shit gonna be good. What's happening, Weak Weasel? Let's get it started. So you know what I want to do real quick, just to talk about a little something that I saw. I don't know what y'all think. Well, I'm not going to even talk about that because we're going to do a show about that. But I want to talk about this too. So when O.J. Simpson, rest in peace to the Juice. When O.J. Simpson died, Caitlyn Jenner, it ain't Caitlyn Jenner, Bruce Jenner, fuck that. I'm sorry. Fuck that. Bruce Jenner tweeted, "Good riddance," right? And I really had to check myself because I was like, this motherfucker. I couldn't believe that he just took the time to like text it. I mean, to tweet that. But I got mad, but then I literally had one of those moments where I got unmad. If that is a term, I don't fucking know. But I did. I got unmad. And the reason why I got unmad is I'm like, and I'm really proud of myself. I'm glad I have the moral compass that I have, because I literally checked myself. I said, motherfucker, I said to myself, I said, motherfucker, this is America. He can say whatever the fuck he want. So what if it offends your ass? It don't matter. And I said, damn, Brian, you is right. That's what I said to myself. I said, damn, Brian, you is right. This is America. And he can say whatever the fuck he wants to say, even if it does offend you. Because it did, but then it didn't. And I was like, man, get the fuck out of here. But the fact that he said that, it goes to show, like, you know, the way it's supposed to be. And I truly believe he should be able to say whatever the fuck he want about whoever the fuck he want to say it about. And it shouldn't be no problem. It shouldn't be no issue. It shouldn't be a thing to where, ooh, he racist because he said that. He trying to keep a black man down. See, even after a black man die, he still get. My point is this. I'm glad he said it. I really am, because it should be able to be that way. And if you disagree with it, if you don't like it, so fucking what? He should still be able to say what he want to say. And it was like, for me, I then thought like, well, you know, this motherfucker was acquitted. So, hey, whatever the fuck happened, if he killed them peoples, if he didn't kill them peoples, I get it. But the motherfucker got off. Whether it was shitty police work, lack of evidence, whatever the case may be, his ass got off. He didn't do it based on the court of law. Now, motherfuckers that say, oh, he did that shit. I got a court, a decision and a motherfucking acquittal that says he doesn't. But be that as it may, the fact that he did or he didn't do it, we all had our day, should have our day in court. And if you get found guilty, you get found guilty. Now, on the other hand, there was something else that I heard my brother Tommy say. And I said, well, goddamn, he got a hell of a point. And you know what the fuck he said? No, what did Tommy say? Tommy said, man, didn't motherfucker Bruce Jenner kill somebody? And I said, well, goddamn, he sure did. So it even gave more credence to say, in my opinion, I believe a murderer should be able to critique another murderer more so than anybody else. I mean, isn't it okay for Charles Manson to talk about Jeffrey Dahmer? Shouldn't they be able to critique one another's skill or one another's technique? Why, yes, he should be able to. If anybody is going to critique O.J. Simpson and criticize O.J. Simpson as a murderer, it should be another murderer. So hats off to Bruce Jenner, because he should be talking about him, because he is a fucking killer too. So from killer to killer, it is what it is. He should be able to do that with we should not be mad at all. We should allow that killer and that murderous motherfucker to critique O.J. Simpson. We really should. Matter of fact, more so, we should be looking for his critique and his opinion about another murderer, because, hey, he is one himself. So to you, Bruce Jenner, wherever you may be, in whatever bathroom you may use, whatever apparatus you may be tucking before you go out, hats off to you. And yes, you should be able to say what it is you want to say, especially about O.J. Simpson. That's just my thing. So I'm with the shits. It's fine. It's fine by me. I'm so glad that I was able to check myself and correct myself before I wreck myself, because he should be able to do just that and talk about that motherfucking murderer just like that motherfucking murderer should be able to talk about his ass. So all is fair in love and war, and all is fair when killers critique killers. Actually, that could be a good show. Just think about it. Couldn't that be a show where you have, like, you know, killers going on and doing interviews and like critiquing other murderers? I mean, it sounds crazy, but shit, so is love and hip hop, right? But just think about it. Would that not have some type of, is there not an audience that would like to know what a killer thinks about another killer? Y'all tell me. Y'all tell me what y'all think about that. I think there might be, at the very least, it would be worth a pilot. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Shout out to my man Kazuma. Hit your boy up on the YouTube super chat. My man Calvin Dickinson. Oh, what's up, man? Ain't seen you in a while. He said, Brian, what's your thoughts on Fresh from Fresh and Fit getting into that getting that thought pregnant? You know what? Since you hit me with the super chat, I can do that. And then my man Prince of Petty said, show us some love. I haven't been around much of late. Well, I'm glad you're here today. And on this lovely afternoon outside, is wonderful weather outside today. Very nice. So, but yeah, I could do that. But I think that show would at least, you know, it's at least worth a pilot. That's all I'm saying. I think that show of murderers, critiquing murderers, and just talking about, you know, the game of murdering. Just like how, you know, you bring athletes, you know, what's Shannon Sharp not talking about football, talking about athletes? You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, why not? You know, so I think that would be a good show. Actually, shout out to Shannon Sharp. I will say this. What people may not know about Shannon Sharp, in my opinion, he is one of the most knowledgeable sports. I don't know if you want to call him an aficionado or broadcaster, whatever it is. I would say I would love to see him talk sports with what's my man that used to be on HBO, the short white dude. I'm talking like he knows stats and everything. Bob Costas. Hey man, look, I have seen Bob Costas talk sports and rattle off numbers and rattle off names. And you be like, damn, how does he know all of that? I mean, you talking about somebody who really knows their shit. Shannon Sharp knows his shit like Bob Costas, and like can figure shit out. Like if you ever watch his show where Ocho be trying to stump him, you know, that dude knows his shit, and he's very, very smart. I love that. I love of course he was a fucking incredible football player, but as he transitioned into sports, he he knows his shit. And in my opinion too, just even coming from him being on First Take with Skip Bayless and all of that, I mean, he clearly to me was the main attraction, if you will. I definitely like the fact that, you know, and how he held his own for somebody who didn't do that. That wasn't their thing. And the fact that he was able to come into that space and hold his own like that is like, man, I really, really respect him for that. He was really awesome in that regard, and he knows his shit, and I have nothing but the utmost respect to him. He's one of my favorite sports broadcasters. You know, even when there's sometimes some things he said I disagree with, but because he's still on that LeBron shit, and I don't know how or why he thinks LeBron is the GOAT. But it's a bunch of young people that do think that. I don't know why he do though, because he act like he ain't never seen Michael Jordan. I don't know if he got something against Michael Jordan or whatever the case may be, but it is what it is. But before we get started, he said, yes, Michael Tabor said, Bob Costas be on some Rain Man shit. I'm telling you, dude. What was the name of that show he used to be on? Real Sports. Like when you catch him on Real Sports chopping it up with the Gumble dude, was it Brian Gumble? Yeah, it's one of them Gumble brothers. But chopping it up with him, man, hearing that dude talk, man, just talk sports. And I'm not just talking about like baseball, basketball. I'm talking any sport. Hockey, soccer, baseball, football, basketball. I mean, he is a fucking encyclopedia on that shit. He could tell you who, what, when, how many of this, how much of that, averages, this. He can rattle that shit off, and not just in his era, before his era, and I would imagine now even after. That dude there, hey man, awesome cat when it comes to that kind of stuff, man. I really got a lot of respect for him. But let's dig on into this Fresh and Fit. Let me answer my man Calvin. He did donate, so I can't do nothing but respect that. So Calvin says, my thoughts on Fresh and Fit. Fresh from Fresh and Fit, getting that thought pregnant. Here's my thing. Nobody's perfect. I'll say that. Nobody's perfect. We all make mistakes, right? But I believe that Fresh, and he's different from Myron in this regard, and just how I've seen how he carries himself, not the shit that he says, because I've seen him say shit that's correct. But I don't think that he doesn't practice what he preaches. And I'm not saying that everybody is perfect in that, but I'm saying he don't practice what he preach to the point to where I've seen him on the show vibing with those women and their thoughts and their delusion. I've seen him still, like, he's one of those guys where he's never been a man's man. He's not, and I'm going to say this, he's not what you would call an alpha male. He's not. He is the guy that says, but she got ass though. He's that guy. He's the guy that you will say, man, we need to start making sure that we don't give these type of women attention. He's the guy that will. He is that guy. Not Myron. Myron is a firm believer in the shit that he says. He stands on that shit. But Fresh, in if we was all friends, Fresh would be the guy that I would say he my boy, but he a simp. That's my dog. I roll with him, but he's a simp. Fresh is the nigga that will simp and do some sucker shit for a bitch. He will do that. That's just, he's built like that. He's just, it's certain men and certain guys that's built where you like, man, not that nigga. He ain't gonna do that. It's just certain guys where you know, like, yeah, he's a real man. He's a man's man. He's an alpha male, whatever you want to call it. It's guys that's like that. And then there's guys that will let women get away with that bullshit. And Fresh is one of those guys. Hey, boy, what you want, man? This is one of the reasons why I don't do shows in the daytime. You got the remote? I see it, man. Hey, I'm doing my show. Say hi to everybody. All right. All right, now say bye to everybody. All right, man. You done? This is my little Patrick Mahomes right here. You gonna say something else in the mic? Yeah. Yeah. got your remote. I see. I don't even know where you got that from. That's for some light somewhere. Mm-hmm. Go on here, get out of here, man. Cut the corner, homie. All right, there you, boy. All right. But that's my thing with Fresh. So it's like, even when you talk about, guys and guys, it's like, yeah, he's just, you have, in my opinion, just to kind of like sum it up in the red pill world, it's like you got alpha males, beta males, and then you got cucks. I think them ABCs of men, if you will. He's definitely beta. Plain and simple. Fresh is not that dude. Fresh is not that guy. Fresh don't have swag. Fresh is a nigga that got internet famous. Salute to him on that. He know how to do that algorithm shit. He knows that shit. And he was able to put himself in a really good position to where he could maximize who he is as a man. If as far as being able to do what he does and had the holes that he got and all that great shit, yes, he was able to pimp that shit and manipulate that shit good. But as far as just like being a man amongst men, no, he's beta. He just is. And it's like, and ain't nothing wrong with that. It's just men are different. Men are different. And it's like, just like with women, you got some women that are virtuous and you got some women that are just flat out hoes. You got some women that are fucking spiteful and some greedy bitches. And you got some women that, got manners and have respect for themselves and appreciate and value men. They are not the same. But that's just what that is for me. So I believe that he more so embarrassed himself and he more so exposed himself as a man. This proves and shows what kind of nigga Fresh is. He'll talk all that man shit, that red pill shit. Bitch, we ain't going. Bitch, get the fuck out of here. If you ain't rolling with me, you ain't rolling. He'll talk that shit. But in the meantime, he's on that shit where he talking about, baby, I love you. And he fell in love with a stripper. She want it. She got it. He's in love with a stripper. Men should not have. My thing is, if you lying to a bitch like that, where you talking about, I love you, girl, I love you, and you don't, come on, bro. Just real men don't do that. Alpha males, we don't do that shit. You don't have to sit and, I'm not going to sit and sell you no bullshit. I'm going to tell you what the fuck it is. And I'm going to tell you what we doing and how we doing it. And we going to move from that. And if you don't like that, cool. But you just can't move with me. You ain't rolling with me like that. And he's not that guy. He gonna sit there and be like, oh, I'm gonna tell him. Yeah, I love you. I do want you to have my baby. I do. It's like the fact that he, knowing who he is and was that irresponsible to raw dog a chick that he did not want to have a baby with. Come on. Do everybody want a raw dog? Yes, I do. That's why I'm married. But why would he do something like that knowing who he is? And knowing who he was dealing with. He didn't even really know that chick. So he didn't even have the wherewithal to vet that bitch out to find out what she really on and who she really is. He didn't even do that. But he just wanted to be seen with a fine chick. And she ain't even all that hot. And she ain't ugly. But she ain't like, oh man, that motherfucker just fine. You gonna tell that motherfucker anything she want. She wasn't even that. But it's like he was simping. He was trying to get the pussy. He was trying to do whatever he had to do to get the pussy. And it's like, dudes, men ain't going to do that part. Right. He said, Calvin said, high value beta. Right. It's like, we just ain't going to do that. You're not going to be like, man, I ain't got to do that. Especially a man like that who has options. He got options and don't even know how to exercise his options. So that lets you know, as far as the what they supposedly stand for, as opposed to the red pill and MGTOW and all that. Well, however you want to classify them and their message, it goes to show you from his actions how much he believes in it and how much he holds himself accountable to it. That's just what that is. I'm not going to go and tell and shout from the mountaintops, these 10 commandments, and I ain't living none of them. Like, I might slip and thou shalt not kill and fuck up on a commandment, but I ain't living none of them. And it's like, that's my thing with him. And he comes off like that. And like I said, the times that I've seen Fresh and Fit, the times I've watched Fresh and Fit, it's like Myron is the man's man. He's the alpha male. He's conducting the show and shit like that. And Fresh is the go along to get along nice guy. He's the guy that's just happy to be at the table. He's the guy that's not saying, like, bitch, that's some shit you saying is crazy. He won't call out a bitch for no reason, for nothing whatsoever. He don't do it. And that's not in him. But yet and still, you under this whole movement that you're preaching and you saying men got to do this and men got to be this and men got to do that. And, put yourself and you be a high value man and all that. I would not consider him a high value man. Well, that shit is kind of a little stupid too. But what they're trying to say, what this high value man is, I would not say that he fits that bill to where he's saying that, yeah, I'm this too. Nope, because you wouldn't be putting yourself, because of the opportunities you have and the options that you have, you wouldn't be putting yourself in that situation, knowing who you are, unless you feel as though you don't have those options. You can't flex like that. So that's just what it is. That's just what it is. That is like that. He said, did I hear about allegedly they named the baby after Abba? Man, that Abba and preached it. I don't like them niggas at all. Them motherfuckers, they lames. Them some lame ass niggas. Them niggas are just literally, I've tried to watch that shit and them niggas is just not, them ain't my type of niggas. I've always been that kind of man. It's like I learned that from just being from a young man. It's like, I understand that we all men and we brothers and all of that good stuff. But as far as niggas that I fuck with, niggas that I roll with, I understand that it's niggas that ain't my type of niggas. And if I ain't that, if I'm like, nah, that ain't my kind of nigga, we can be cool, but I ain't gonna fuck with you. I ain't gonna roll with you. I'm just not gonna do that. So it's like, that's just one of the things that I've learned how to move. It's like the niggas I surround myself with, hang with and all that kind of shit. That's different than what I see. And them niggas do shit. And it's like, even like with what you doing on your platform, them niggas do shit and say shit for the fucking clicks and views. Not mad at that and not hating on it at all. But it's like, that's just what it is. It's like, that's just what that shit is. It's like, it's whatever, and it's like, I'm not going to be that type of motherfucker the way it's like, yeah, I'm just saying this for the clicks and views, man. I'm just not that kind of dude. And I've just gotten that from some of their content, which is why I just don't watch it and why I don't watch them. So, but that's just me. Now, there's plenty of other people, obviously, that like their content, and salute to them on that and how they do their shit. That's what it is. It's working for them. So, hey, I ain't got no problem with it. But for me, I'm just like, not all that shit that they doing. That's not man shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like you interviewing the chick and talking to the chick. That's all well and good, but that beef shit that he got with them, that he don't like them, so all that shit, it's like, bro, you need to let men be men. You know what I'm saying? Let men do their thing. It's like, I'm just not one of those kind of cats. If you got some shit that I disagree with and you wrong in that regard, then we can debate that and I'll call that shit out and talk about that shit all day till the cows come home. But just to be, if you will, hating just to be hating, yeah, that's that bullshit. But I digress. Let's go ahead and let's get into the show. I hope that answered your question, Calvin. Thank you so much for the donation. I appreciate you, brother. And we going to go ahead and get in. He said, don't forget, Myron was a Fed cop too all day long till the weasel something on you, fool. God might call you to replace. Man, look. Weak Weasel said, Brian, Myron might call you to replace Fresh permanently. Bro, let me tell you something. If I was to get on one of these dude shows, it would be live. That shit would be lit. I would definitely do their show and do my thing. I could hold my own on any of them niggas shows. Real talk. I would say, you know what? If there was a show that if I could pick to go on a show or not necessarily pick to go on a show, I would go on anybody's show. But if I had an opportunity to actually be on a show, like, hey, you on this show, that's a weekly occurring show, I'm going to tell you who one of my favorite podcasters are, or one of my favorite podcasts is, and podcasters. I don't know if y'all watch them or not, but the PBD broadcast, Patrick Bet David, he's one of the few motherfuckers that I really want to meet. if I could be the black dude on that show, oh man, I would kill that show. I would kill that show because it's so much shit that they don't know that from a variety perspective. Because I mean, you get Patrick Bet-David that's on there, and then you got Tom, and then you got Vinny, and then you got Adam that's on the show, right? And they all got different perspectives and different views. I truly believe that my perspective and my view is one of the things that's missing from that show to make that show better. Absolutely. I honestly and truly believe I could be definitely, if not a daily member on the home team show, definitely a guest contributor that comes through once a week or something like that. Because they do that show like 3 or 4 times a week. Definitely I could do that show and I would kill it. Just going over the topics, the format of that show, what they talking about, how things are going. It's like, cause some of them dudes like Adam be going on fucking rabbit hole rants, dude. And just be like, man, what the fuck is he talking about? He does that shit all the time. He'll be talking and he'll start off saying, let me make this point. And that motherfucker will say some shit that ain't got nothing to do with what he initially started out talking, and everybody be looking like, what the fuck did you just say? And I'd be like, man, none of that made sense. I really would, but I would definitely like to do that. So he said you also like Atlas whatever show. And see, I've tried to watch the whatever podcast, but to me it is, and facts be facts. Let the facts be the facts. That shit is the white version of Fresh and Fit. Fuck what you heard. Fuck what you heard. If that, I don't know. I think he came out with that show after Fresh and Fit did, but, and rightfully so. I do not believe that show was out before Fresh and Fit, because that dude is literally the white version of Fresh and Fit. Yes, indeed. Yes, absolutely. Like in the Fire Heartbeats, when they tried to get them to sing that song, and the white guys was going to do the Fire Heartbeat song, and they were called the Four Horsemen. The Five Horsemen or something like that. Let's show them who the horsemen are. Yes, they are Sha-na-na, who ain't got no money. Why, who ain't got no fancy car. Why, don't live the life of a millionaire Jack or a movie star. There's nothing in the world that can contest. Equal your love and your tenderness. Yeah, I'm going to sound with Big Red. I'm telling you right now. Yes, that show there is like, and my man be doing numbers and he on there and I get all that. But that shit he be doing, man, look. Like, bro, and a lot of times too, even when he's on there, the show will drag sometimes. And we talking about a 4-hour show. And it's like he will let that show drag and will let them bitches run off at the mouth talking about nothing. Like, yeah. Like I like his show. It's a little bit better when he actually has like people on there, like Jay Waller or something like that is on there. Or like the show he did with Candace Owens being on there. He needs, and I mean desperately needs, a co-host. He needs to have someone who will actually challenge the shit that these women are saying with the content and the questions that he has. It's like he definitely needs that. He gotta have it. I mean, if he really wanted to like improve his show, to get someone that is a little bit more entertaining, a little bit more, not necessarily, they don't have to think differently than him, but just more of a lively host, a lively person, a more entertaining person who's going to have, a little bit more of an upbeat energy. Because with him, he's sitting there and he got his computer, and sometimes those women, man, they'll be talking. Yes, Marlon, I got to agree. It's dry and it'll get dry. And it's like, bro, you can't do 4-hour long show and have it to where these women are just talking about bullshit and rambling and going on and off into little fucking tangents along the way. And there's no entertainment or excitement. It's like you will literally, and I have literally watched this show, and been watching the show and like fell asleep and woke the fuck back up. Like, damn. Like, that's the kind of show that he has, but he would definitely benefit from having somebody who's a little bit more upbeat and lively to be a co-host with him that was more consistent, just a more livelier dude to be on his show with him. But be that as it may. So yeah, anybody that knows PBD, shout out to PBD, Patrick McDavid. I like your showmanship and your style. You one of the people I definitely would like to meet, and I would love to be on your show. So if y'all know him, if y'all can get this to him, let him know. I would love to come and be on this show on the home team and contribute to the show. I think it would be good. Yeah, but that's what's up. She said, I'd never watch a show that what did she say? I'd never watch that show unless Tommy was on it. Well, I mean, right. Like, just like that. It's like one of the things about Tommy is like, he knows how to, and I'll end it with this to get into the show. He knows how to interview. First of all, it just his skill and ability to ask the right questions. And when it comes to just, getting those points of views, whether you are a good candidate for interview, a good guest or not, even some of the most shittiest guests, it's like he asks the right questions to get the conversation going, to get a person, to relax, to dive in and to actually get, something out of or get that person's true opinion. He has that ability to do that. He's really, really good at that. Shout out to my brother. I watched him and aspired to be that type of interviewer because it's a skill to where you have to ask the right questions, like in iRobot. It's like, I have limited time, and because of this device, I have limited responses. But if you ask the right questions, you can get the answers that you seek. And it's like he is very, very good at doing that. And that is like a part of, once you can have the things you want to talk about, that's one thing. But being able to pivot, listening to what a guest is telling you and being able to formulate questions from that is like where those are the intangibles that you need to have to be able to have a good conversation and to be able, especially when it comes to just creating content. It's like you could have 15 questions, right? And you could run through those 15 questions in 30 minutes. However, you could have 5 questions, and those 5 questions could then go into another 12, and you could have a great conversation that you didn't know necessarily where it could go. But because you have that skill, you can, do something amazing and get to something that's amazing and have some really good content that's interesting. So with that being said, let's go ahead and let's get into the show. I have rambled on long enough. This was good, though. I guess when I do these afternoon shows, I like to talk a lot, but let's go ahead. And I'm going to start off with my favorite part of the show. Shout out to my wife.
Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107.
All right. Okay, so this is the curious case of 2 police officers getting shot. It's nothing curious about that, but this is 2 police officers getting shot. Go right on back up out of there, boy. You ain't about to party in here. Yeah. This is pretty much about this. And one of the reasons why I really wanted to do this show is because this definitely reinforces my opinion about female police officers. Female police officers, and I will say this to all of my law enforcement brethren that are out in the streets, you all need to really consider and changing your approach and your tactics when you have female police officers with you. Because what these ladies can and can't do will impact you getting shot, dying, getting your ass whooped, or being able to make an effective arrest. That's just what that is. It's crazy. Oh yeah, I got you, cuz. My cuz, shout out to my cousin Corey. He just told me about the damn chat. I've been sitting here reading the chat. I got it on my 2 screens, but I didn't even have it here. Thank you, cuz. But that is like so important to have those things considered, because a lot of times police officers will do things and make certain, you're following the rules and you're going along with the proper procedures, but you're not factoring in what your partner can and can't do. And that's one of the things with just being in law enforcement, being a police officer. When you have your partner, that's why it's so important to have a relationship and to have a bond with your partner, because you get those kind of things on the table to where they are understood. You know the saying and where they say what's understood don't have to be explained. It's like you get those kind of understandings knowing what it is when you have a partner. And it's like, even when I would be working, it's like there are things that I establish with my partner, and I'd be like, hey man, number one, I don't run fast. I'm really what that nigga saying, damn, it feel good to be a gangster. Real gangster ass niggas can't run fast. That's me. All right. So I can't run. I literally have the flattest feet in fucking Texas. My feet are so flat, the Good Foot store gave me a refund. Damn, I hit the mic. Anybody who knows about the Good Feet store, they have this thing where they like are very, very confident on helping you to have no foot pain, rebuilding your arch. They have these orthotics and all of that kind of stuff to rebuild your arches. The Good Feet store, my wife got me an appointment and she signed me up for the Good Feet store so I could get some orthotics. I broke every level of their orthotic. That's how flat my feet are. They gave me back my money, and they usually don't. It's a no refund thing. She was like, sir, I'm going to refund you your money. As funny and yet embarrassing as that is, she refunded me my money. That's like Weight Watchers giving you a refund. Saying, man, we can't do nothing with you, big homie. We going to refund you your money. That's just what that is. It's like, that's exactly what happened. They refunded me my money. Like, man, this motherfucker here, we can't help him. It's like, we can't help everybody. This nigga here, we can't help you. Here you go. Here's your refund, sir. Thank you. Have a nice day. Enjoy your life. That's what happened. Yeah. Nick said, do they have your picture up on the wall? Say, hey, do not serve this man, right? But that's just what that is. So it's like, there are certain things, I said that to say, there are certain things that I want and that you should know from your partner, what you can and can't do, know what your partner's limitations are. You know, one of the things like I don't carry a taser because I don't fuck with tasers. I don't carry pepper spray. I never carry pepper spray or tasers because I don't believe in those shits. When it comes to, non-lethal and all that kind of shit and trying to stop somebody with the taser, I'm cool if my partner got it or whatever. I would never carry it because if I get to the point where I got to restrain a motherfucker like that, I don't want to depend on a 50-50 shot with a taser. And that's just how it is. I've seen too many instances where tasers didn't work to put my life on the line to trust and hope that this motherfucker do work. Same thing with pepper spray. Because when you just talk about the certain amount of people that shit just don't affect like that, and then you have the other factors like being on drugs, being psychotic or some shit like that, where that shit may not even pinch a motherfucker. I don't want to deal with that. And I don't want to have to think, damn, this shit might not work. Nope. Because I know this Glock gonna shoot. I know this Beretta gonna shoot. I know that Smith & Wesson is gonna shoot. I know this. So I want to trust in that as opposed to trusting in this pepper spray making a motherfucker stop. Because a lot of times that shit don't happen. So that's just how it is. So it's like knowing what your partner can and can't do. Like even with me, like I didn't fuck around with people and their dogs. And working out in a rural area, I'm not chasing nobody into no cornfield. I'm not doing that. Especially at night. I'm not running you down in a fucking area with no fucking street lights. Hopefully the moon is shining, or if the moon ain't shining, it's dark as fuck. And I got to try to chase your ass down in some 8-foot corn stalks. I'm not doing that shit. I don't give a fuck unless you are, only way I'm chasing a motherfucker, unless I catch this motherfucker running into a cornfield holding a little kid. Other than that, motherfucker, you can get it. We can circle around this farm. I drive around this motherfucker looking for your ass, hoping that you come out one end or the other and we just meet. Fate says it up that way. I'm not chasing your ass. I'm just not going to do it. So it's like certain things like that to know. Like one of my things is, shout out to my brother Todd. I miss you, man. One of my things was I'm shooting a dog. I'm not fucking around with these farm dogs. I don't fuck around with other people's dogs in the first place. You got some motherfucking farm raised pit bull running around your farm. You better get your dog, ma'am. Get your dog, sir. Because if that motherfucker decides to bite me, I'm going to hit him with this 40. That's just how I roll. And I would tell motherfuckers that my partner knew that he liked to play tricks and shit with the dog, had little treats and shit in the door, or he'd get his real move. So I would have little treats, little dog kibble or whatever the fuck you want to call it in the door handle. So he would give the dog little treats to befriend the dog. And a lot of dogs would go for that shit. But then there's other dogs would be like, man, I wish you would throw some more shit out here. Step your ass out here. I'm going to bite on you. And then his final move was the taser noise, because dogs, they hear that taser noise, and they fucking get skittish and run off. That was his move. But one time, it was some dogs we had. It was like 4 dogs on this farm. And like at first 2 came out and they was barking, threw the little treats, whatever. He felt comfortable. He got out. I'm like, man, I'm not fucking around with these dogs. So he got out and then he gave these motherfuckers the little treats. Then I guess the alpha dog came out with another dog. So 2 more dogs came out. And he tried that treat shit with that dog. That dog didn't budge. Them other dogs, they was fucking around with the treats. But that one alpha dog, he wasn't budging. And that motherfucker, he pulled out that taser, made that little taser sound. The other little dog skirted away. That one dog was like, yeah, I'm with this shit. And he saw my ass. And he said, I hope you bring that nigga out in this car too, because I'm definitely going to fuck him. That's how this dog's vibe was. The dog energy, he was like, look here, police officer, I'm going to bite you. But if you let that nigga out that car, I'm definitely going to bite him. I had that door open, that motherfucker that dog was getting jiggy, boy. I was like, man, I say, dude, if this dog come towards you, I ain't gonna let him bite you. So I'm getting out and I'm gonna shoot this motherfucker. So I'm sitting there at the car, like halfway in, halfway out, but the door is open. So if the dog was to come at me, he got to come around the door. And I was gonna let that motherfucker come right on around that door, and I was gonna have that 40 waiting on his ass. But like the man finally came and we was doing a wellness check. And my old motherfucker, I like, man, you better get your dog, boy. Well, I shoot old Butch and his ass go to doggy heaven. I don't fuck around with people's dogs. Just saying. And it's like, that's the thing when it just comes to being with a partner, getting back to the main point. You have to know what your partner can and can't do and what your partner will and won't do. You got to know that shit, because that should dictate how you proceed when you going hands on, when you, the way you approach a motherfucker, how far are you willing to go when it comes to wrestling and tussling with a motherfucker. You got to know that shit. So with that being said, this is one of those instances where because a motherfucker thought that they people had their back, even though the women thought they could, they just physically couldn't do it. And they got their ass whooped. And these 2 motherfuckers got shot because they just didn't have enough muscle. So I'm going to go ahead and read the story real quick, and then we're going to watch the video and break it down. So Brooklyn, New York, right? Yo, Brooklyn, we did it. We did it, Brooklyn. And why am I not surprised this is happening to Brooklyn? Because Brooklyn, they got niggas running amok there. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do, say whatever the fuck you want to say, live however the fuck you want to live, and play however the fuck you want to play. Because Mayor Adams is all about the fuck shit family. That's just what he does. But Brooklyn, New York, ex-con grabbed an NYPD officer's gun and shot 2 cops when a routine domestic violence call erupted into a harrowing fight. That's a good word there. Harrowing fight for survival. Body camera footage released by police shows. The footage of the January 16th encounter caught on the officers' body-worn cameras shows the officers trying to take Melvin Butler into custody for misdemeanor assault after he resisted and started brawling with police officers Samuel Acevedo and Timothy Brennan. on the floor of a Brownsville apartment on Bergen Street near Saratoga Avenue just after 3 o'clock p.m. So it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Body worn camera footage from the incident was released on NYPD's YouTube page Thursday afternoon. This Thursday just passed. He's got my gun. He's got my fucking gun. Brennan screams before Butler fires off 3 shots from the officer's pistol as the cop tries to pin his gun hand to the floor. Shoot him. That's what he said. Wait, where is it? Where? Oh, don't tell me I don't have it. I know I got it somewhere. God damn it, I can't find it. But he was like, shoot it. I don't see it. All this shit, and I must not have redid it when I had to redo my setup. God damn it. He was like, shoot her. Shoot her. I don't see it nowhere. I got it though. I got it somewhere, man. God damn. Whatever. But he was like, he's got my gun. Shoot him. Brennan is heard screaming as the officers wrestle with Butler on the floor. Both Brennan and Acevedo were shot. So both of them got shot. One in the hand and one in the thigh. That thigh is definitely dangerous because that thigh shot could be your ass hitting that femoral artery. That artery there, you only got about good, I don't know, what is the bleed out time with the femoral artery? Something like, man, you can die in motherfucking like 60 seconds or some shit like that. Like that motherfucking artery, when they hit that motherfucker, oh yeah, the blood is coming out, Jack. Both were shot in the thigh. Right. Cops said Butler was hit repeatedly and was ultimately arrested for the attempted murder of a police officer, assault, and robbery. A 911 call from Butler's mother, who said her adult son attacked her, sent the officers to the building. Butler's mother met the cops outside the building, told them what happened, and escorted them to the apartment. Body camera footage shows the officers knocking on the door and calmly explaining to Butler his head and face was covered by a hooded sweatshirt that they needed to take him into custody. Butler first refuses to let the cops into the apartment. I get that. Into the apartment, wondering why the 4 officers were there, playing that dumb nigga shit. When Officer Brennan explains what they're doing there and asks him to put his hands behind his back, he refuses. The camera footage shows, and of course the shit ensues from there. But he says, you need to step out. Butler says when asked to put his hands behind his back. So he basically told the police, yeah, y'all can come in. And then when they were like, nah, we're going to arrest you, like, nah, y'all need to get out. That's pretty much what he said. So it's like, yeah, I get it. But anyway, they tried to say, we're not stepping out. And Brennan tells Butler, listen, right now, what you have is, she says something has happened. She said something happened. There was a push and she has a headache. That's minor. This is a misdemeanor. It's a misdemeanor. That's nothing. If you don't cooperate and resist, it becomes a whole nother thing. That's on camera. That's obvious. That's what he says, right? Don't make this hard. Sergeant Tonian Groth adds, imploring Butler to come quietly, right? When officers reach for Butler's hands, he backs away, claiming he has to get something. He then pulls away from the cops and starts struggling as Brennan, and Acevedo end up in a heap on the floor. No, don't grab. Butler is heard screaming before he gets a hold of Brennan's gun. The officers fired off 7 shots at Butler during the struggle for the gun. He was shot in the stomach and the leg and taken to Kings County Hospital where he was treated. The wounded officers were treated at the same hospital. Butler's criminal record includes a February 2023 charge in a domestic violence incident, police said. He also spent 15 years in prison for a 2004 murder charge and was wearing an ankle monitor bracelet during the January shooting, police and sources said. So that means this motherfucker just did 15 years, right? So 2004, you add on 15, right? That's what? 2019. 2019, 2020, whatever the case may be. They then put this motherfucker on a bracelet. So he's on house arrest and he still did some fuck shit to where the police is there and fuck around and get violated and fuck up his parole, right? All right, so here we go. During the January shooting, police said a domestic violence incident in Harlem in January 2022 took the lives of two police officers, Wilbur Mora and Jason Rivera. The suspect in that case was fatally shot by a third officer. Mayor Adams saw echoes of Mora and Rivera's death in the January 16th shooting. Today, we could have had a similar tragedy. Yep, Adams said at a news conference following the shooting because of swift actions of two police officers who were involved and the responding officers, those officers will be going home. And yes, in my opinion, y'all motherfuckers got lucky. Plain and simple. They got lucky. They got lucky because the dude just did not place a good shot on these motherfuckers. Period. So it's like when you're talking about what a motherfucker does and being on the job and all of that, you have to take into account that these motherfuckers they're not going to look at the fact that what this dude did, that he could have killed somebody. People are so hell bent now on trying to stand up for the citizen, no matter what. It's not a, hey, let's see the video. Let's see what happened. Let's see what he did. And then once they see it, call bullshit. They don't. They just see this shit and automatically, what'd he do? He must have been scared. It's like they make excuses. They make excuses for these guys. And my thing is, even when you try to do that, you make excuses, you're doing nothing but emboldening these criminals to do even more fuck shit. This dude is a fucking criminal. He's a fucking felon. I get it. But his thing is domestic violence. He did 15 years for domestic violence on an ankle monitor. And it's like, if I know that, I'm approaching this shit in a whole different way. Bro, I'm not playing around. I'm not trying to be the nice guy, because here's what happens, police officers. When you try to be the nice guy, you wind up being the iced guy. Say that again. You keep trying to be the nice guy, your ass gonna wind up being the iced guy. The guy on ice, the dead guy. Follow the protocols. When these motherfuckers start resisting, when these motherfuckers stop obeying the directives, man, you can't fuck around. Because when you do, you're fucking around with your life. It's already bad because it's a domestic. And y'all know what I always say about domestics. A domestic violence call is the worst and most dangerous call you can go on as an officer. Because it's all emotion, it's all temper, upset, whatever. The emotions and shit are too fucking high in these situations. And whether if it's the person who's the aggressor or just the person that's participating, it's too much extra bullshit going on. And we're getting called to that situation to de-escalate, to lock up and to do whatever to protect the other person. But there are too many other variables involved with this shit. And usually the person who winds up getting fucked around is usually the man. And then on top of that, when it comes down to somebody getting hurt, it's usually the goddamn officers.
Hi, Melvin? Yeah. I'm Police Officer Brandon. I work in the 73rd Precinct. Mind if I come in and speak with you?
Textbook.
I'm sorry?
In regards to what?
I would rather not speak through a door. You mind if I come in?
So you see what he's doing? He's right now, hey man, let me establish this shit. Let me check the temperature with this guy to see what type of interaction it's gonna be. Now, dude is playing dumb, which most motherfuckers do. I don't know what happened. I don't know what she talking about. I was here watching TV, or I've been asleep. I just woke up. They will say all that shit. That's just how that shit goes, because a motherfucker don't want to go to jail. My thing is this. When these motherfuckers get involved, and just to the men more so than the women, when y'all get involved in a domestic, bro, just fucking leave. Shit get heated. You pinch a motherfucker. You push a motherfucker. She push you or whatever the case may be. Get your shit and just leave. And I ain't talking about get your shit like pack up all your shit. No, I'm saying get your keys and go. Don't try to, well, let me get my stuff, man. I'm going to go to my mama's house for a few days. Nope. Get the shit you need. You ain't got no shoes on your feet. Put your shoes on and walk the fuck out. Hell, put your shoes in your hand and get the fuck out. Because these type of situations are a lot easier to deal with when somebody ain't there. And by the time the shit has calmed down, cooler heads will prevail. And most of the time, it's not even an issue because the motherfucker done, had some time to relax, had some time to calm down. And now it's not even a problem anymore.
Melvin?
Mm-hmm.
Mind if we come in? Or do you want to step out?
There it is.
Well, can we come in and speak to you, or do you want to step out and speak in the hallway? It's up to you.
It's like, I don't know why it's like so many of y'all.
He like, I don't know why so many of y'all. And here's the thing. When you have people asking those types of questions, why would you ask those types of questions? Because what? Most motherfuckers, I wouldn't care if 12 police officers showed up at my door. I ain't did shit wrong, so I don't give a fuck how many. Y'all can get the whole goddamn department down here. I ain't broke the law. However, if I done broke the law, or if I know my ass gonna probably go to jail, yes, I want to know why so many motherfuckers here coming to get me. And this to me, as far as my spidey sense goes, especially when it comes to niggas, when they start sizing up the group, they're already thinking, I wonder if I could take these motherfuckers. I wonder if I could fight my way out of this. That's exactly what he's thinking, which is why he's contemplating on if I should let them in or not, or if I should step out in the hallway. Because if these motherfuckers try to take me to jail, I'm going to get jiggy with them. He's already deciding that now.
There's not that many of us.
How many of y'all are
Look, he's asking for a number.
there? How many?
How many of it is y'all?
Not that many of us. You open the door.
Mm-hmm. Look at this nigga. Look at how he's dressed in the house. Hoodied up. And he's looking like, yeah, I'm ready for this shit. It's like, dude, you know what this shit is already.
So, I said you guys had rid of just screaming today. All right? I guess, just keep your hands out of your pocket for me.
And there's the problem right there in the doorway. You want to know what the problem is? Not one, but two female officers in the motherfucking doorway with this guy here. Them two ladies right there, that's the problem. Because it's technically 4-on-1, and they were not able to restrain this dude to the point to where he was able to get the police officer's gun. And you know why he was able to get that gun? Because of them two bitches right there. Big Bertha and Little Bertha, Chris, if you want to call them that, it don't matter. Officer Ma'am and Officer Lady, Officer Ms. and Officer Ma'am, whatever you want to call them, that's the problem. Ain't no way in hell I would be on a fucking domestic with two women. Ain't no way. Unless I'm like, I ain't taking nobody to jail today. That'd be my mentality. I'm not taking this nigga to jail. I'm not trying to arrest nobody. I just want to go and get him a warning. Tell him if I had to come back tonight, motherfucker, you going to jail. That's what the fuck I'm doing. I'm not trying to deal with this nigga. And this is a average sized man. He looks a little tall, looks a little bit on the taller side, but he's an average sized dude. Imagine if this was some big swole ass nigga. Some big nigga that lifts up the gym every day when he go work out. What do you do with that when you got two women there with you? And it's like, even from a protection, not protection, but from a escalation perspective, you're automatically, because of these women, you're automatically gonna escalate way faster to lethal because these two bitches ain't gonna be able to do shit to this man. All that equality and men and women are the same. No, y'all are not the same. Y'all are not the same. Y'all just not. You can put your hair up in a bun. You can try to act like and look like you strong. All you fucking want to. You ain't whooping no ass head up. And if you can't whoop no ass head up, you gonna be a problem and a liability trying to help me whoop ass on a team up.
Okay. All right. I guess at some point she fell, hit her head. She had a little bit of pain in her head. So for right now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna remove you from the situation. We're gonna go back to the precinct while she gets checked out, make sure she's okay, and go from.
And let me add this. She's out of shape. She's out of shape. Most police officers are, but her being out of shape makes it even worse. Cause I know she ain't going to the gym. I know she ain't lifting no weight. She ain't doing shit but eating and writing reports, riding around in that car, talking shit. And this dude here is a felon, and he definitely looks like he's with the shit. That's just what it is. Profiling this motherfucker and looking at what you're dealing with a dude who just did 15 years, and he on parole, and just had a DV a year ago, and he right here now. What are the odds of this person coming along quite peacefully? What are the odds? He's not. So it's like you dealing with this motherfucker and you have to go and deal with this motherfucker, have to arrest this motherfucker, and you got these women that's out of shape, so it's really just you and your boy. I don't want to have to tussle with a motherfucker. I'm not no fair fighting ass nigga when it comes to police. If it's 6 of us and we got to get hands on, I want all 6 of y'all motherfuckers on this nigga's ass. I don't want to give this motherfucker no opportunities to get some lucky shit off and one of us get hurt or get fucked up. I just don't. I ain't trying to be, man, it take 8 of y'all. Yes, bitch. It take 8 of us. Man, it don't take that many of y'all to arrest the motherfucker. Fuck no. It take 12 of us, nigga. Tell this motherfucker to stop resisting. You don't fuck about that shit.
There, okay?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
See? I ain't playing the
what
dumb
I'm gonna do
shit.
just
I don't
now
know what y'all
is I'm
talking
gonna
about.
ask you to turn around and put your hands behind your back, okay?
That's not, you can step out.
And there you go. It's as if you wanted to ring a fucking bell to start the fucking round. And you know what I would have said to that motherfucker? I would have been like,
let's not stand on ceremony here.
that's exactly what I'd have told him. Like, I already know what it is. You already know when a motherfucker tell you that, and I keep telling police officers, you got 3 times. I'm going to ask you, I'm going to tell you, and then I'm going to make you. Stop fucking around with these people. When this motherfucker starts shaking his head, no. When he tell you to get your ass out, you already know he's not playing and he's definitely not coming quietly. So now he has escalated and now you got to counter his escalation. You got to counter that shit and you got to be ready. And at the end of the day, it could wind up being it could be that. That's what you have to accept. You might have to rum pum this nigga. Plain and simple. And the fact that these 2 women are there and they not ready to get with that shit, they can't get physical. They don't want to get physical. They just can't do it. And that puts your life at risk. And that's why these 2 niggas got shot.
Okay, but we're not stepping out now. Yeah. All right?
Right?
So can you do me a favor and just put your hands behind your back and turn around for me?
He telling you no.
Listen, right now, what you have is...
He telling you no. Now, what that bitch in the back should have been doing, she should have been on, yeah, I'm going to need some help. Yep, we need assistance. Officer needs assistance. such and such at my location ASAP. She should have immediately called that. This motherfucker done told you no twice and then told you to get the fuck out of his house. You know this dude ain't coming quietly. And bitch, you know you ain't stronger than this nigga. Hoping and relying on the taser or some shit. I'd have been like, once he said no, I'd have been like, officer needs assistance at my location, please. ASAP.
She said something happened, push, she has a little bit of headache. That's minor, it's a misdemeanor, it's nothing. You're on camera, you're with us.
And here's the thing too, to all of these defund the police motherfuckers that be talking that this is where you could be de-escalating the situation. Nope, you can't, because you have a woman who's called the police. She has said and stated that she has been pushed and she has hit her head. So therefore, this motherfucker, domestic violence, here you go. However it get worked out in court, it's going to get worked out, but he got to go to jail. I can't leave this dude, because if I do and he kills a motherfucker or he kill his mama, it's on me. That's on me, baby. So just think, and it's just as far as a police officer is concerned, this motherfucker done whooped his mama's ass. What you think he gonna do to me? If I'm willing to push my mama on my mama, if I'm willing to physically abuse my mama, if I'm willing to get physical with my own mama, you think I give a fuck about y'all motherfuckers? I'll kill every last one of you niggas. That's just how motherfuckers gonna think. You should expect the worst from this motherfucker. He done fucked up his mama, man. You think he won't fuck y'all up? Please. And them two bitches ain't making it no better. Cause he like, yeah, I whoop a bitch ass. I love to whoop a bitch.
If you don't cooperate and resist, that becomes a whole nother thing. That's on camera, that's obvious. Right now you have a he said, she said.
Yep. His whole vibe and body language is telling you, nigga, this ain't gonna be easy. And all you need to be looking at as a police officer is, this motherfucker is gonna have to go the hard way. He's choosing the hard way. Plain and simple. He's ready to rumble.
You can step out for a
Don't
second.
make this hard. Don't make this
I
harder
know,
than it
you
has to
step
be.
out for a second.
We can't step out now. Okay?
Yeah, well,
All right.
I mean, I
All
should
right. So I'm gonna grab your hand.
don't grab. Look, let me get my,
No.
And look at these two bitches. Where they hands at? Them hoes ain't reaching for shit. Them hoes ain't reaching for shit. They ain't trying to do shit. They trying to talk. Don't make it harder than yourself. Don't make it hard on yourself. Just put your hand behind your back. Just don't do that. Just come on now, which is what women do, period. Isn't it funny how women resort to that shit, that whole passive shit when ass is getting whooped? Women become the most passive mothers. They will talk shit. Bitch, you got me fucked up, bitch. What the fuck? Who the fuck you think you talking to, bitch? Y'all motherfuckers don't know me, bitch. Until ass start getting whooped. Then, no, I'm sorry, I ain't gonna. Like that bitch that died on motherfucking Facebook Live, talking all that shit about that nigga, about her baby daddy, until that nigga rolled up and came on that motherfucker, came to that bitch house with that AK and was like, nah, bitch, you was talking all that shit. Then the bitch, I'm sorry. Now get your ass on that live and tell him. And he ended her ass. He deleted her motherfucking ass right then and there. Yeah, bitch, you talking all that shit until the nigga show up. Then when the nigga show up, let's not make this hard on yourself. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. Yeah, too late now.
We talk.
I got you.
There it is.
What's going on?
4 people. 4 people. You get 4 people. That's that Martin Lawrence. Y'all don't know shit about that. 4. And they can't get this nigga down. And you know why? because two of them are bitches. Two women police officers who ain't strong, who can't fight, can't tussle, can't deal with no nigga. This is why they are liabilities. Literally. This is an officer safety issue, in my opinion. Now, you need somebody to drive the ambulance. I mean, not the ambulance. You need somebody to drive the paddy wagon around. You need somebody to drive a prisoner over here to over there from the East Coast to the West Coast. You need somebody to take Captain so-and-so over to this event. You need somebody to fill out the paperwork at the precinct. You need somebody to write a ticket. That's what these female officers are for. Y'all can hate me and say I'm a male chauvinist and all that shit you want to. I'm just telling you the truth. When it comes to this kind of shit, these women are useless. Just because they are physically and biologically the weaker vessel. They not built to tussle with no niggas. They not nigga certified. They ain't built nigga tough. So why would you have them in this situation? To me, y'all are putting these women in harm's way. What if these two hoes arrived there by themselves? They wouldn't even send them. You saw what happened when them two women went to that lady's house and shot up that motherfucking house? Didn't know what the fuck they was doing.
Yeah, you got my gun.
There it is.
You got my fucking gun.
Shoot him! Shoot him! Shoot the J! Shoot him! I can't believe I don't have my sound bite. And there it is. And it happens just that fast. As whatchamacallit is, just like that. Just like that. Calvin said, Brian, should a male officer tell female officers to fall back? Let us handle this from the start. Nope. They should tell them, we need backup. Why we need backup, Jonesy? Because your ass ain't gonna do shit. Even though you may want to, you can't do shit. If I was a male officer and it's just me and my partner and two women show up as backup, hey man, we need somebody else. No disrespect, ladies. I'm just telling you what the truth is. I'm not about to go deal with no big 6'2" nigga that's strong as fuck and it's just me and my partner. And y'all just standing here because y'all ain't gonna do nothing but be in the way. Holding on to pants, legs, and jackets. That's just the reality of it. Them women, y'all ain't gonna be able to whoop no ass. And if you can't whoop no ass, I don't need you, especially in a situation where ass may need to get whooped. And that's exactly what this is. Because if I'm telling you right now, if that would have been two dudes with them other two dudes, my man wouldn't have got jiggy like he did. And if he would have got his ass hemmed up just like that with the quickness. He's looking at that. That's why he asked, yes, a lot of y'all, huh? How many of it is y'all? He looked and summed all that shit up. And basically when he saw them two women, he was like, so basically just these two niggas I got to deal with. Because these hoes ain't going to do shit to me. Look, he's not even talking to them women. He's not even acknowledging those women because he knows they're non-fucking factors. He knows this. He knows this shit. They're non-fucking factors. And even like when you take it a step further and you go to correctional officers, I don't want no female on my motherfucking, on the, the SORT team or whatever. I don't want no female doing that shit with me. You put that bitch on the little door shit. What they do to operate the doors? Buzz me in the cell C. Yep, she can do that. Write this report. Yep, she can do that. Walk your ass around and count. She can do that. I don't need her going to talk sales with me and we got to go break up a fight. They ain't going to do nothing but be in the way. He ain't even talking to their ass. Now watch what she do. Look,
We gonna put your hands
look,
Look. I got you.
why they ain't got in the mix? Both of them still standing there. They already know where this is going. They already know what's about to happen. And they still standing there watching like, I don't want to get involved with that. They don't even want to go hands on. They don't even want to do it. But yet and still, motherfuckers put in that position and they don't do shit when it happens. Look. Look. That bitch got one hand. She ain't doing shit. What I tell you? Holding jackets and fucking pants legs. Exactly. You see that? He got at least one arm. 3 other motherfuckers. Hey. Bitch grabbing and holding onto a pants leg. Talking about stop it. Don't do that. You're under arrest, sir. Sounded like fucking Officer Hooks. Can I, will you put your hands behind your back, sir? Look at that shit. Look at them bitches. Gone. Soon as that shit kicked off, what them bitches do? Gone. When the shit hits the fan, them bitches is running. Heard them gunshots and they, let me get out of the way. Nope. No way. That motherfucker got to fight. That motherfucker heard them gunshots. That motherfucker bitches was like, oh, righty. And got out the way. That's it.
We can't step out now. Okay? All right.
Look.
Melvin? No, we told put your hands by your back. We talked. You had
Hold on. I got you.
There you go. Look at that. What's she doing? What's she doing? Holding this motherfucker's pants. Bitch, you don't even have your hands on this man. You don't even have your fucking hands on this man. You're just holding on to shit. Oh, I'm gonna grab his shirt. I'm gonna hold on to his shirt. That's what I'm gonna do. And only got one hand on him at that. So it's bad enough that women can't go hands on with men. Bitch, you ain't even got 2 hands on this nigga. You got one and you don't even have it on him. You have it on his pants. They not trying to really get into the fisticuffs because they're scared. Understandably so. Just saying. He said, yo, you a potty mouth. He said, what made you retire? I didn't retire. I couldn't because of the, I didn't go on the force. Well, I didn't go on the force full time because I would have had to, because of there were so many officers that were younger on the force. I would have been working nights for like 7 years. And I had just had my baby girl and I had to hit him with the Aerosmith because I didn't want to miss a thing. So it would have just not been the best move for my family for me to do that. But yeah, I had the opportunity to do it, but I just didn't want to be on nights for 7 years. And that's basically what it is, because the officers you have your first pick of your shift. And with all of these guys that were on the force, I would have got on and I would have been low man on the totem pole. But the way that those shifts and shit are, the way that they were at that time, I would have been on nights for at least 7 years, unless somebody won the lottery or somebody had some unforeseen accident and had to retire or die. So I didn't want to, knowing that, I didn't want to look at that and be like, damn, I'm going to be on this motherfucker nights for motherfucking 7 years. And knowing that my daughter would have been motherfucking 8 years old by the time, 8 or 9 years old by the time I got to days. That just wasn't conducive for my life and my family. Fuck that. I just wouldn't have did that. Ro said, you make us sound real weak and useless. Ro, oh, what up, Jason? It's not, I understand why you say that, because what I said was harsh. The thing is, though, Ro, is because you're dealing with life and death in this situation, you can't really sugarcoat the gravity of what's happening and the situations that you're going to be put in. Because you out in the field, you never know how it's going to go. And it's like when that happens, women will usually, and I'm talking the greater majority of was 9 times out of 10, they resort back to their nature. You're going to revert back. I said resort. You're going to revert back to your nature. It's in a woman's nature to survive and to preserve herself first. Men will sacrifice themselves. Women will tend to survive. It's just like how in the old days when there would be wars and whoever lost, they would pillage. And what they would pillage is what? They would kill all of the men, and then they would what? They would have the women and have their way with the women. And what would that be like? The majority of the women, you may have your ones and twos that wouldn't go with it and would rather die than to become them, but they would then what? Acquiesce to the men. Y'all came and y'all won the city. Y'all took the city over, killed all our men. Well, I guess I will give you some of this pussy because I got to eat. I got to survive. Because it's just not in y'all nature to go towards the shit and to go into the shit and to put your life on the line. Y'all just won't. Because you all want to survive. That's why women will say and do whatever it takes to survive. It's very seldom that you see a woman that's just willing to fight to the death. Even when they teach women about what do you call it? The physical, not physical, but public safety. When you do public safety classes with women, you teach them, and it's taught women, if a man tries to get you to go into a car, don't go. Die right there. Fight right there. If a man try to tell you, get in the trunk, fight right there. You in the parking lot of Walmart and they trying to kidnap you, fight, yell, scream, do whatever you gonna do it right there. Because if you get in that car, if you get in that trunk, if you get in the back of that van, chances are you're going to die. 9 times out of 10, your ass ain't going to make it from that. Because that man is going to be able to overpower you and he's going to have you where he wants you. He's taking you to a place that he's already set up and he already know where he's going to take your ass. So that's why they tell you that. Because most women will do what? They will go off and go along because they don't want to get punched in the mouth again. They don't want to get slapped in the face again. So they'll go along with it. And usually that's what it takes. The first sign of physical violence, a woman will usually acquiesce to that man. Period. Now, if it comes to fighting other bitches, they might go all day with that shit. Bitch, 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 bitch. They'll do that. But when they get chin checked by a man, they usually will shut the fuck up, sit the fuck down, and be the fuck quiet. Unless there's some other people around to help their ass. And my thing is this, Ro. You all should not be put in that situation because it goes against your nature. And the other thing too, I wouldn't want a woman to get her ass beat just because she's the police and she's in that situation. She shouldn't be in that situation to get her ass whooped. And there are other things that you all can do in the police department. You don't have to be in that physical aspect. Just think about it like this. Who would you want to come save you? 2 dudes then motherfucking about to whoop your ass or show up at your house, or they get to drop on you in the Walmart parking lot. Who you want to come save you? 2 women or 2 men? Your house catch on fire. Fire department show up. You trapped on the 2nd floor. Who you want coming up on that ladder to come get you out that building? A female firefighter or a male firefighter? Just answer the question. Just think about what I said and just answer it. Well, if you had a preference, your husband beating your ass, your boyfriend whooping your ass at the house, you call the police, you get one officer to show up. Do you want it to be a male officer or a female officer to show up? That's just the reality of it. You're going to want that man to be there. Period. You want that man to be there because that's what we are designed to do. We are designed for confrontation. We're designed to confront the bad shit. That's what we do. We are designed to protect. Jason said if a woman officer getting beat up, the male officer will forget the suspect and try to save her. Yes, because he knows she ain't going to be able to win. You can't win, child. You can't get even and you can't get out the game. Y'all heard the Crow say it? You can't win, child. You can't get even and you can't get out the game. You don't want to be in that situation because it ain't a fact that y'all ain't shit. That ain't what I'm saying. You're just not built for that thing. You're not built for that type of environment. Just like how when they talk that shit about these sports, women should be able to play female football. Women ain't built for that kind of football. They ain't built to play these sports with men. They just not. And when you see in today's world, in those few sports where they have allowed these so-called these trannies to play in these sports, they fuck around and they dominate. And they can be, that swimming dude wasn't shit. He was dead last in his sport. He came over there with them women, and that motherfucker was number one. That nigga was driving to them swim meets listening to Nelly like, here I am, number one. He was motherfucking. What does it take to be number one? Two is not a winner. Three is no contender. Hey, what does it take to be number one? He coming there with that motherfucking bag going into that locker room like I'm about to kill all these bitches. It's like, man, you can't do nothing with that. That motherfucker was swimming like a goddamn dolphin up against them ladies. By the time them women was getting through with their feet, what do they call them? Feet? What are they? Is it a feet is what they call it? It was a swim match. By the time them bitches get done, that nigga was dry. He's sitting on the motherfucking pool deck, dry, giving an interview. Well, when I first started in, the water was a little cold this morning, but I knew that it was going to make me really just hone in and focus. And I was just able to do that. And that's why I finished so great. Yeah, Jonathan, that motherfucker was 461 in the men's and number one in women. Rose said, I was just talking shit about all the bitches and hoes. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, I know how you express yourself. It's triggered to be called so many bitches and hoes. Oh, you'll get over it. Oh, y'all bitches and hoes can hear. Y'all hear this shit. If Sexy Red can say it, goddamn it, why can't I? But yeah, that motherfucker came and literally became number one. He was 461. Then he went to number one. That nigga went from worst to first. But I'm just saying, you gotta realize that that's the thing that makes a big difference. And we should not ignore that. We should acknowledge it and we should adjust for that. So yes, I think that women do have a place in law enforcement. I just think there's certain areas that they don't. And that's just the reality of it. Same thing with being being a firefighter. That job is so physical. You got to carry a motherfucker out and all that kind of shit. And it's like, y'all shouldn't be in that job. And even in that instance, and if you wanted to make this argument, you could. If you can't do the job on that level, should you be getting paid on that level? Should you really be getting paid on that level if you can't do the job on that level? Like the chick that worked at the UPS store, the UPS guy. He had to do her work and his, but they both got paid the same. Shout out to my man Fleetwood, hit your boy on the PayPal, and my man Deion Sands. Appreciate y'all, man, for the donation. It's like when you think about that, should you really do it? Should you really be able to make that same amount of money? And in all actuality, no. If there's some physical attribute to that job and you cannot do it. Now, if you can do it, hey, get your money. Because it's some big burly back, it's some big burly big back bitches out here. Big burly big back bitches. It's some 5Bs out here. B5s, that's what we call them. It's some B5s out here that can do that job. Pay them. Let them get that money. Let them get that money. You want to motherfucking be whatchamacallit in this position and you want to do this job, if you can do the physical requirements with no modification, give them that money. But if you can't, do you get paid the same? Shit. Nope. Nope.
Watch out!
Get my fucking gun!
And look at that bitch running and shooting. Look at her. And I'm going to say this. That was reckless of her to shoot the way she did. That bitch is backing up, shooting. She could have shot her partners. She could have shot her fellow officers. That, in my opinion, was negligent. These two motherfuckers, my thing is, if you gonna shoot that motherfucker, bitch, you should have ran up on that motherfucker point blank range, put that pistol on that motherfucker and let that bitch loose. You gonna shoot him, put that barrel on his ass and let that shit fly. Damn. That'll make that motherfucker let go. That's what she should have did. You don't just be backing away and just licking shots at a motherfucker. That bitch got lucky. Hell, the bullet could have went through the floor and hit somebody downstairs. They're in a fucking apartment building. That shit was negligent, bro. She was reckless because she's scared. That motherfucker said she thought she was John Wick. Right. That was a lucky shot. She said whoever picked bitch to represent women, they're a fucking genius. That's funny. Look at her ass. Let him go. You hear that shit? Demetrius, stay in the room. Demetrius, stay in the room. So you know what that tells me? That there's somebody else in the goddamn room in the house. That's just all that shit tells me. That's why motherfucker yelling, Demetrius. That's probably his little brother or some shit. Stay in the room. Because this nigga licking shots and so is this other female officer.
Don't make this hard. Don't make this harder than it has to be.
Like, don't make this hard. And this is the sergeant. Don't you make this hard than what it has to be? Don't make this hard. She's the sergeant. She should be the motherfucker taking charge on this shit and really running this shit. But hey, what's she trying to do? Trying to stay the fuck out the way when the shit gets thick. And watch what she does. Look. And the sergeant is the fat white chick. That's who the fat white bitch that was standing there in the doorway, not saying nothing, just standing there. Watch what she do.
No, we don't put your hands by your back. I got you.
Look. Bitch out the way like a motherfucker, ain't she? Look at this bitch. Grabbing this nigga by his pants. Look. Look, where that bitch go? That bitch got the fuck out of Dodge. You see that shit? That bitch got the fuck out of Dodge. Just that easy. Soon as the shit got thick, that bitch backed up out of there like, I don't want no parts of this. Nope, y'all go ahead. Still ain't in there. Both of them bitches is letting these two dudes wrestle for their fucking life. Wrestle. Yeah, I said wrestle. That's what niggas call it. Not wrestling. They wrestling. These two niggas wrestling for their life. Both of them got shot. And where these two bitches? In the same doorway they started this call out in. I got you.
This bitch
I got you, John. That's just what it is. They standing right there. Two motherfuckers are fighting for their lives. Ain't no do-overs. Ain't no reset button. Nope. Fighting for their lives. And these two hoes is in the doorway. Ain't calling for help. Ain't calling for backup. Ain't said shit. Ain't said shit. They in their mind, they thinking. If he dies, he dies. They hitting him with the Drago. It ain't gonna be me. Look. Look. Let him go. That's how you supposed to get close up on the motherfucker. She finally did something. And then she ran. What did you do, Sergeant? I shot him, then I ran. I shot him 2 times, then I ran out to get to call for backup. Right. Calvin said, Brian, you're right. You don't see a lot of women firefighters either. I wonder why. Because you got to be physical. Yes, you got to be able to carry that hose. You got to be able to carry people. You got to be able to carry around that. Even carrying around that motherfucking extinguisher, that little handheld, that water thing. You got to be physically capable to carry that shit. I'm just saying, you got to be ready for that shit, man. It's like, and all I'm saying is not that ain't no place for them, but they should not be in those physical situations because, man, what happens when a motherfucker fireman does show up and my kid is upstairs? I might have a fat motherfucking kid. My kid is motherfucking 120 pounds and is up in this room hiding. Bitch, can you go save him? No, because bitch, you 112. So my 14-year-old dies. That's what the fuck that shit it turns out to be like that. And I don't want a motherfucker laying, I don't want to be laying my loved one to rest because you physically can't do the job. You physically couldn't tackle this motherfucker. You physically couldn't fill in the blank. Just because you're just not physically capable. That's not good. But that pretty much to me was just a showing of police officers. Y'all got to stop playing with these motherfuckers when you know good and goddamn well that it's time to go to jail because them dudes ain't going to play with you. And y'all should have known this was an accomplished felon. This motherfucker was a seasoned fucking felon. You should have known better. And you should have been like, you know what? Call for backup. And we'll just sit here and talk until backup get here. Then this nigga gonna go. And ain't nothing wrong with that. Even if y'all would have motherfucking retreated and left out that motherfucker and waited in the hallway. You in an apartment building, one way in, one way out. Unless this nigga hit the fire escape, get a police officer to watch the fire escape, and you sit your ass outside this door. And when that motherfucker come, when backup come, you got the mom already outside, so you got the key. Then you got to go in and get his ass. But it's better to have 4 big ass dudes or 6 dudes than it is to be on a 2 and 2. Y'all double dating in this motherfucker, 2 guys and 2 girls. Shit, I ain't not on no domestic. No sirree, Bob. But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. I know I went on long enough. I hope this video helps somebody to become a better version of themselves. I hope that police officers can watch this and learn something from it and understand that there is an aspect that you need to account for even before you go on a call, to know what you may have to do and to make sure that you're properly equipped to do so. If I got to that call and those 2 ladies was there when I showed up, yeah, Sarge, I get it, but we need to call for backup because I'd rather have 4 dudes wrestling with this guy than for it to be 2 guys and 2 girls. That shit just is not working out in our favor. Kazuma, you know what I'm saying? They was done, so that's a double date. Them motherfuckers. 2 guys and 2 girls. Nope. Give me 4 dudes. Cause this ain't no date. This is a motherfucking arrest. He done pushed this man done pushed his mama and she done hit her head. He gotta go to jail. So let's get the guys here. Literally. And I mean that literally. Let's get the guys here. Because I don't want to have to fight for this motherfucker and then wrestling for my gun. And all I got is two bitches trying to pull at this nigga pants and at his motherfucking shirt. That ain't gonna help me or my partner. And one of us might not make it. So I'm glad that they did. I'm glad everybody survived. But more times than not, a lot of people get seriously hurt and a lot of people won't make it because of shit like this. Those numbers ain't adding up. That's all I'm saying. So till next time, I appreciate you all. Thank you guys. Click that like button, click that share button, leave your thoughts in the comments. And thank you to everybody that participated in the comments. I really do appreciate it. I had all three of them up so that I could chit chat with y'all. So thank y'all so much. I'm going to try to hit y'all back later with another show. Love you guys. And until next time, peace. And I'm out.